Biggest difference is definitely when I talk coffee and when I look at coffee and when I have contact with coffee, whether it's a producer or coffee roaster or colleagues in my company. I think I have a lot bigger responsibility than what I had before winning WBC, and I'm looking to see what I can do with my experience and my expertise to do things that I can help improve industry.
Okay.
Beforehand was probably just what I can do for me and my team to make us better, but now I guess being ambassador of specialty coffee for 12 months, it is responsibility, and which I fully respect. Well, today what I wanted to cover is to look at a coffee industry or specialty coffee and see what we can do outside of box or outside of coffee in order to improve it. So we've demonstrated how trying to connect and link what happens in the wine industry and put that together in the coffee industry. And today we've done it really in simple, practical way, borrowing techniques how grapes are picked and how we can pick coffees with the same thinking and how coffee is processed, trying to learn what's happening with microbacteria during a processing system and what the influence processing has on different temperatures, different humidities, putting more controls into these things so we can actually have more consistent crops. And we had quite a bit of fun making some espressos and talking about the distributing tool and how this possibly can help to improve the consistencies as well. So we've touched a lot of different things. I think we've spoken from farm and from the soil all the way to what happens in a cup. So it was a very fun workshop actually. About carbonic maceration process. So the idea behind it, it's about 4 steps. Step number 1, choosing a stainless container. Then its answer is pretty simple. As I said at the presentation, it improves clarity. And without going further into details, possibly fermenting coffee in a concrete. Concrete will absorb microorganisms. When we put the next batch, we have possibility of not having that nice consistent coffee. Step number 2 is doing fermentation in controlled conditions. So if we have 22 degrees, for example, temperature, we know that we will have very standardized bacteria during that fermentation. During the day, we can't control Mother Nature, and we don't know if it's early morning going to be 20 degrees and the afternoon 10. But what happens during that fermentation, we have a lot of different temperatures, and this will result in giving us different taste. And this is why we've decided to process coffee indoor. And then I think we've taken it a little bit too far by pressurizing coffee with carbon dioxide and placing the lid so we don't have oxygen. The reason that was done is to enhance flavors out of the coffee and without attracting acetic acidity, because there's no oxygen in there. And putting all of these systems in a place, if coffee tastes nice, if that recipe is good, we can replicate that same process every time, regardless it rains tomorrow, if it's too hot or if it's too humid, because all of these steps are 100% controlled. It's amazing, like to share the experiences I have, and hopefully people that came today, they can get some inspiration. I think it's important for industry, like this is how we move forward. Last year when I was in Australia and I was watching Hire doing his presentation about his hard work, that inspired me to work harder and to maybe be a little bit smarter. And 12 months later I'm here talking to you, being a World Barista champion. So it's obviously a cycle that works, and I've taken this my duty or what I need to do very responsibly, and I think it's now my time to help inspire others.
Of course.